Hi, today we will help you fill out the CUNY transfer application. To get started, it's best to open your browser in private or incognito mode and enter cuny.edu/application. You'll see two sets of options to begin your application. You can apply using either an application account or a CUNY First account. If you've taken classes at CUNY and have a CUNY First account, log in using the options on the right by clicking Start Your Application. If you have never taken classes at CUNY, navigate to the Future Student options on the left and click Start Your Application. You will see a series of questions to determine which application you should submit. Read the descriptions on the left and then use that information to select either a freshman, Macaulay Honors, or transfer application. If you completed high school and then continued your education after the secondary level by attending a college or university anywhere, then you should apply using the transfer application. Once you've selected your application type, enter your username and password to log in, or use the option below to register now for a new application account. Be sure to record your username and password so you can save your progress and return to the application later. If you've started any applications, you'll be directed to your application center, which will display these previous applications and allow you to create a new application. If this is your first time starting an application, you will go directly to the application questions. Take a look at the left-hand side of the application, which lists all the sections that you'll need to complete. Let us begin with your name. If you're new to CUNY, begin by telling us your legal first and last name. For current or former CUNY students applying via CUNY First, this section should already be complete. If you're known by any other or previous names, you can also tell us here by adding another name. This is especially important if you will submit transcripts or other documents that refer to you with a different name. As you are progressing through the application, be sure to periodically click Save to save any information you've entered. Next, confirm your date of birth and select your gender from the options listed. Again, this information will already be complete for current or former CUNY students. Now we'll ask you to enter your phone number and email address. Double check that this information is correct before you save it to your application. Email is the primary way we will communicate with you about your application. Next, we'll ask you to enter your address. Click Add/Update Address to enter your primary address. Your complete address includes your street number and street name, as well as your city, state, and zip code. Next, are you a New Yorker? If you've lived in New York City for at least 1 year, check the first 2 boxes. If you live in New York State outside New York City for at least 1 year, then check just the first box. If you're a New York City or New York State high school graduate, be sure to let us know by checking the appropriate boxes. If you don't live in New York City or New York State, check the box that says none of the above. This section is important in helping colleges determine your eligibility for in-state tuition. Be sure to answer it correctly. Now we'll ask you to tell us about your country of citizenship. Remember that CUNY welcomes students from all over the world, regardless of citizenship status. If you're not a citizen of the United States, select the name of your country of citizenship from the drop-down list and then indicate your citizenship status in the United States. If your option is not listed, or if you prefer not to respond, select Other/Prefer not to answer. Also, if you were not born in the United States, indicate your country of birth. If you are a citizen of the United States, select United States from the drop-down. This is the first option that displays. Next, report your Social Security number. This is a required field if you plan on filing the FAFSA application for financial assistance with college expenses. If you do not have a Social Security number, click on the box and continue. Before submitting your application, Be sure to confirm that your social security number is listed correctly. Next, we welcome you to tell us if you've served in the U.S. military, or if you are a dependent or spouse of someone who has served. Simply check the box Yes, and choose the status which applies to you from the drop-down list. If you have not served, and are not the spouse or dependent of someone who has served, you can skip this question and click Next. The next 3 sections of the application are optional and give you an opportunity to report additional information about yourself if you would like. You could share your ethnicity, any languages you speak, and more information about your family background. This information is not used to make any decision about your application for admission. Now that you've told us about yourself, let's continue to pick your application term and college choices. This section will allow you to tell us which semester you're applying for. You can apply for the spring semester or the fall semester. This section also allows you to indicate what you want to study and which CUNY colleges you're interested in. As a transfer applicant, you can use this application to select up to 4 CUNY colleges where you would like to be considered for admission. Click on the Add College and Major button to select your college choices. You could search by college, major, or both. Once you've selected a college, click on the Add College and Major button again to select more choices. Please note that if the college and major you have selected has additional requirements, such as an essay, that information will be listed here. Be sure to enter all your choices before you submit your application, as you won't be able to edit your choices after your application is submitted. This section will ask you to report both your secondary and post-secondary education history. To complete it, you will need to tell us where you went to school, when you went to school, and what degrees or credentials you earned at each school you attended. Now, let us review the specific questions in this section. First are questions about your secondary education. Where did you attend high school? Did you attend a high school in the United States or a high school outside the United States? When did you attend high school? And when did you complete high school? For each school attended, you will need the approximate date you started and the approximate date you finished. Next, let's review the questions about your post-secondary education. After you finished high school, how many colleges or universities did you attend? For each college or university, when did you first attend that college? And when did you last attend that college? Also, did you complete any degrees at that college? If you did, what was the date the degree was granted or conferred? Normally, this is printed on the actual degree. Lastly, for each college, did the teachers teach you in English or did they teach you in another language? Next, are you currently a CUNY student? Indicate to us if you're currently enrolled so that we can retrieve your academic record and consider it as part of your application. If you're currently enrolled at any college or university and you're actively taking classes, take this opportunity to tell us which classes you're taking. Tell us if you're currently participating in a higher education opportunity program at a SUNY college or a private college or university in New York State. If you're currently enrolled in SEEK or College Discovery at CUNY, that information is already available to us via your CUNY student record. Now that you've reported your educational background, let's walk through the supplemental materials section, an optional section of the application which allows you to tell us more about yourself. First is the recommendation section. If someone has already written a recommendation letter for you, this section allows you to request that recommendation to be sent to us. Fill out the information here, let us know if you're waiving your right to review your recommendation, and click Add. Once you submit your application, we will send your request to your recommender. In the Extracurricular Activities section, tell us about activities in which you've participated. First, select the activity type. If you're indicating participation in athletics, select the specific sport in the activity name section. For all other activity types, select Please List All below and share any additional information in the comments box. As an example, if you volunteered for community service at 2 different organizations, you would select community service once and then list the 2 organizations in the comments box. If you've participated in many different extracurricular activities, you can save time by creating an extracurricular activities resume and uploading that in the next section. And finally, you can upload any additional supporting materials such as essays, portfolios, or resumes in the supporting materials section. Simply click Upload and select a file from your desktop. Your files should not contain any special characters, as those may cause the file to upload incorrectly. You can also return to this section to upload additional materials after submitting your application. Now you're ready to submit your application fee. You may pay now by e-check or credit card, pay later, or enter CUNY fee waiver code if one was given to you. You're almost ready to submit your application. First, review the statement which asks you to confirm that all information on your application is accurate and complete. This is a great opportunity to save your information and review each section of your application one last time to ensure accuracy. Once you've crossed your T's and dotted your I's, check the box to acknowledge the statement and click Submit. Congratulations! You've successfully submitted your application to the City University of New York.